I'm using the book How to Bake by Paul Hollywood to learn how to bake bread. He says that if you want to use fresh yeast in any of the recipes, you need 20% more than the amount he says. My active dry yeast counts as fresh yeast, so I need 20% more than the recipe calls for. The recipe I'm using calls for 10 grams of yeast, so I need 20% of 10 grams. The word of means we have to multiply. Before I can multiply by 20%, I need to turn 20% into a decimal. So I take the decimal point and I move it 2 places to the left. So 20% equals 0.2. Now I have 10 times 0.2. First I multiply the 2 by the 0 and I get a 0. Then I multiply the 2 by the 1 and I get a 2. Since there is one digit to the right of the decimal in the problem, there has to be one digit to the right of the decimal in the answer. So I get 2.0. Because the recipe calls for 20% more, I know I need to add. So I take the original 10 and I add my 2 to it. 10 plus 2 equals 12. So I need 12 grams of yeast. I weighed out my yeast and I made some delicious bread.